My name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast, shorts. There's no co-host on these shorts episodes. We have extended the time on these shorter episodes from 5 to 6 minutes to 15 to 20 minutes for this season. This is so that these shorts can serve as introductory episodes released ahead of our weekly, longer form episodes. But don't worry, I will still let you know my observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and even the theology of leadership, particularly as we prepare for the restoration of leadership and leadership principles during the next historical high in America. Why these episodes? Well, because listening to me talk about leadership for now around 15 to 20 minutes is still better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book. Even that business book that you bought with that famous person's name as the author, but you haven't applied any of the principles from that book to your leadership practices. At least not yet. Rationalism. The idea that the material world can be understood in terms of the way objects and people behave without an appeal to the authority of a cosmic presence has brought humanity a lot of good things. Clean water, cleaner air, longer lifespans, technological achievements our ancestors couldn't have dreamt of, and better functioning systems of governance. But rationalism has drained the world of meaning in a cosmic sense. When a society or civilization can't hold on to the meaning of the acts it has accomplished, that civilization inevitably fails. Sometimes spectacularly, sometimes with a whimper. But either way, civilizational failure is on the docket. This is because meaning is not imbued in the way or the things we have as human beings, or even the lifespans we live, or the systems we construct. Meaning exists at a cosmic level and then filters down to us. It doesn't start at the bottom and then rise up. Being able to peel a layer from the great block of stone known as reality and figure some things out makes human beings arrogant and full of hubris, pushing the materialistic boundaries of reality further and further and ignoring opportunities for finding and making meaning. It is a long way back to meaning from the hubristic victories of materialistic rationalism. But it's a journey worth making when a society finally, collectively realizes that it can solve a lot of materialistic problems, but it has lost the words to describe what solving all those problems actually means at a cosmic level. There are some people, writers, artists, and creatives, who realize the depth of this problem, which first appeared in the modernist world of both the 19th and the 20th centuries. And the creative, with the biggest talent, who wrestled most deeply with how to recosmologize, can't say that word, and Enlightenment Europe, was Fyodor Dostoyevsky. Dostoyevsky, a Russian writer with a streak of Orthodox Christianity that he couldn't make jibe with the 19th century ideals of European socialism, was also an inveterate gambler. This gave him a unique view on risk, loss, victory, and the thrills that can only emanate from the depths of resentment, envy, and anger at reality and the consequences of reality itself. The level of feelings Dostoyevsky wrestled with in a time before the Freudians really got a hold of the Victorian mindset and the modern world, searching for transcendence, settled for entertainment via Jungian myth structures delivered by Hollywood producers, those level of feelings were epically defined through his books. Mostly self-published during his lifetime, Dostoyevsky was the anti-Tolstoy, penning the brothers Karamazov, Crime and Punishment, and for our purposes, to close out this quarter of the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast, Notes from Underground. A book that proves that even the most internally psychologically screwed up person one for whom escaping the cave in Plato's allegory is a spiritual impossibility, even that person seeks a way back to a cosmic view of meaning, for rationalism, even for them, winds up not ultimately working. The land of Nod was the land into which Cain was cast following the killing of Abel, being marked by God and making resentful inquiries about whether or not transcendence should even rule or have a right to rule in the first place. Cain, of course, follows up his being cast into the land of Nod on the east of Eden by building a city, birthing a son, and creating the long-term patriarchal environment for a series of descendants who would engage in all manner of artifice and molding, bringing forth materials from the ground and killing those in their way. Cain's descendants would ultimately have to be wiped out by the flood, but the tendency to engage in the threefold pattern of 1, questioning reality, 2, finding the answers from reality wanting, and 3, determining to repair reality and make it quote-unquote work in our own quote-unquote image would not go away. It seems that they are stubborn fixtures embedded deeply in the sinful heart, not only of individual men, but of man as a collective. Navigating the land of Nod, east of Eden, in which humanity will continue to exist until the ultimate city of God is constructed, not at man's direction, but at the authority and direction of a man on a horse with a sword of judgment, is not, and I repeat, even with all of our AI promises, not going to ever be easy. But it will become infinitely easier when we finally bend the knee and recognize and acknowledge the power and the transcendence of the cosmic world we happen to be constructing our individual towers of Babel in. And there ain't no rationalist solution for any of that. And well, that's it for me. Are you ready to elevate your leadership journey through exploring the wisdom of the ages? Subscribe to the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast on all major podcast platforms, including Apple iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube Music. You can also find us everywhere else podcasts are available. If you find value in our episodes, please leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, and of course, YouTube. We need those reviews to grow, and it is truly the easiest way to help other leaders and lovers of literature discover this show. And thank you for your support.